What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Two Dudes of Sports News, episode 116. As always, name's Garrett here with my co-host.
What to do? This is Jalen Prince.
So before we get really into it, I want to apologize for the delays and the inconsistency of some of the posting. It has been crunch time for me for work this month, so my availability has gotten a little weird, but we're going to get it figured out. I feel like this is a once a year, twice a year problem for us, man.
Off season pretty much for us.
Off season. Yeah, no, I got you. But we're much more consistent during the actual football season, because that is, for you and me, football is king.
Yes.
As always, we are part of the Sports Code Network, and I would love if one of the zero sugar sodas that I drink decides to sponsor us one of these days.
Or get some type of sponsorship.
We'll get Barks a shot, see how that goes. Not Dr. Pepper this week, but so we're going to get into a little bit. We got some NBA finals we got to talk about. We've got some WNBA news, NFL offseason stuff, some college football 26 updates, college baseball World Series. I have a shot at Canada, just as a joke. Brent, we love you. And then we have a listener question of the week, which is something new we're going to start doing. So let's get right into it, man. NBA finals, they have forced a game 7. I'm happy.
I'm happy too. But
I'm happy.
I'm happy and nervous at the same time, because obviously it ain't no big secret. I used to be a Thunder fan, then I went back to the Hawks. It's like starting to regret it, but I want OKC.
Starting to regret it.
Yeah. Starting to regret it.
I mean, I get it. Like for me, like some people may find my Boston allegiance weird. I got a weird hodgepodge of teams, but I had family that lived in Boston, or not in Boston, but in the New England area for a long time, that grew up Celtics fans. So that fandom was passed on down to me.
How them jokers from Massachusetts say
Boston. Left your khakis and your khakis.
Man. But I'm excited about Game 7 tomorrow. It's going to be really good. I hated that, the biggest story should be, to me, is how there's so many people that are not really recognizing what a great finals this has been. Obviously, but a lot of that goes into social media, but mainly the NBA and their network partners are to blame for that, for not hyping, not advertising, not marketing these other teams that have been able to be as good as they've been.
Right.
Because they're not the Lakers, because they're not the Knicks, because they're not like trying to think, because they're not the T-Wolves with Ant-Man, because they're not whoever.
They're not Dallas. They're not a big market team.
Yeah, because of that. But again, the job of those networks, especially for the NBA, is to promote the product. And the product is, you got the best team in the NBA in Oklahoma City Thunder that's been the best team in the regular season. Should have did a better job as far as advertising that or marketing that. However, they did get the MVP in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But they've been one of the best defensive teams, if not one of the greatest defensive teams of all time. And now you get Indiana, who's one of the fastest paced teams. The poll that everybody can agree is ridiculous, that Tyrese Halliburton was voted the most overrated, and coming to find out that was only about a handful of NBA players that did that survey.
Yep.
And take those things into account. Pacers, well-coached team under Rick Carlisle, really good offensive team, underrated defensive team, but look, the power of friendship is real, especially when it comes to Indiana. And if nothing is shown, this playoff run has been a testament to that. So I feel like it's just been a bad job by the NBA in their marketing, and you could say ESPN or whoever, but the viewership for this is not on the NBA or the teams that have made it. It's more so on the networks that a lot of people keep their eyeballs watching. They should have done a better job as far as marketing these teams. Just because it's not the big market doesn't mean you still can't do your job to try to get more people more into this game, rather than keeping it ignored.
I absolutely love that the fans bullied the league into doing player introductions again.
Boy, that should be a story.
I love to see it. I love it so much, because it's one of the most fun things you get to see. Like it's not one of the most fun things you can do. It's fun to see. It gets you. It sets the tone. It sets the mood. So
Agreed.
away with that is ridiculous. But I love that everybody pulled him back into it. Here's my question. We're not going to talk about who. I know. Okay, who do you want to win before I get into this?
Thunder.
I'm going to go Pacers.
Okay.
I'm going to go Pacers. Now, here's my question. Depending on who wins, who is Finals MVP?
Finals MVP is Shai Gilgeous. It's SGA. He won MVP. He won regular season MVP. He's been like he's averaging up to 34 within this series in the finals. And like Game 6 was not his best day. They're basically gonna say like that didn't happen.
No, but Jason Williams carried Game 5.
Jason Williams,
not Jason Williams. Come on, brain.
Think about it. Think about it.
No, my brain's not working. My bad.
Who's your co-host?
Jalen Williams.
Okay, there you go, J-Dub. But like not much carry, dog. You saying carry? SGA still had 31.
No, you're not. But 40.
Yeah, but you still had 31.
You're right. Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. But no, Jalen Williams looked good. I'm not saying he wins MVP if the Thunder win. I completely agree.
J-Dub's not gonna win MVP.
I think SGA should win. Yeah, SGA
wins
MVP.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win MVP when they win. If they win Game 7.
What if Pacers win?
Ooh, I'm gonna go Pascal Siakam.
Thank you. Okay, we agree again.
I get why a lot of and I already know what the narrative is going to be with Tyrese Halliburton. Sure. If they pull this off and Tyrese were to hit another game winner, the NBA Finals MVP should be Pascal Siakam because he's leading them in scoring. He's kept them in a lot of games. Now, not saying Tyrese hasn't, but he's been up and down within the series, whether it's him scoring or assists or he's been clamped down. They can't clamp down Pascal because like Siakam's getting his. Like Spicy's been spicy right now.
I'm pulling up the averages for Pascal for his stats.
Yeah, but like the way he's been balling, whether it's in low post, whether it's been shooting, whether it's getting to the line, whether it's been just like driving to the lane, he's been keeping them in a lot of games. You can make a case for a lot of dudes, and I get why a majority of the folks that like if the Pacers do win, like Tyrese has to have a game that he had against the Knicks in order for him to steal NBA Finals MVP. But in reality, if the Pacers were to pull this off, it should be Spicy P. It should be Pascal Siakam.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to be able to pull that up in real time just because my computer's being weird. But no, I completely agree. Pascal should absolutely win Finals MVP if the Pacers win. And we might upset some people because everyone, Halliburton. Yeah, no, the game winners are great.
No, Hallie's been
great.
He's been really good, but consistency wise, it's been Pascal Siakam.
It has been Pascal, 100%. There's no way if the Pacers win and Pascal does not win Finals MVP, I will be shocked.
I would, but also I wouldn't at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, yeah,
I get what you're saying. I'd be shocked.
It's back and forth. But though, like in general, let me see. Pascal's leading the team in scoring. He's averaging 19.8 on like 8 points per game. That leads the team. It might not be much, but it's enough for what they've been able to give.
20's 20.
And again,
20's 20. Like I'll take 20 points.
But most folks ain't gonna round up like that.
He ain't scoring 80. I don't want no. Look, 20 points is 20 points. To average 20 points consistently is difficult. So on top of that, it's like what, 7, 8 rebounds or something like that.
Yep.
4 or 5 assists, or am I going too high?
Going too high.
2 or 3.
No. Actually, scratch that. Tyrese is averaging 6.8. Pascal also leads them in rebounding at 8.3.
There it is.
Yeah.
So I'll round down. Anything 5 or above, I round up. 5 and down, I round down.
Like given all of that, think on and I'm looking on NBA. I'm looking on NBA.com. Dog, you look at the stat sheet, dude. He's making 73% inside the paint. Inside the paint, he's making around like 73%. Outside of that, he's only shooting what 30. Let's see, about like 33. He's averaging close to about 34% from deep, which ain't much. Like Sorry,
Just put
do
a
it.
spell on me. What the hell was that?
No, like that. Like that's how I quickly do math.
No, dude,
Like
I'm with you.
start
I
doing.
do the same thing. I just thought it was
Yeah.
funny. I was
So
just
so
staring
there's
directly
that.
in the screen. Just
Yeah. So there's that. But dog, he's having he's been balling for them.
he's
He's
been
been
doing
balling for
fine.
them. Like
Yeah,
for like, and think about it. Did you ever see the animations that came out with Tyrese Halliburton, where majority of his shots were coming from the right side or in the middle?
yeah. I
And
think I know
then
what you're talking about.
they showed it in Game 6, where he majority of his shots came from the right side
Mm-hmm.
and in the middle. So he was like, Game 6, I'm gonna try more shots on the left side, and he ended up making them. So credit to him. But like
Yeah.
that's something to really pay attention to. It's kind of like how I had a hard time with Jalen Milroe, like the way he set his feet, and where you could
Mm-hmm.
tell where it's a throw and then it's a pass. It's kind of something similar like that, but that's also old school basketball where you know somebody's gonna always go to their most dominant side rather than the other side, and like being
Yeah.
ambidextrous. But
I
not
know
saying that he can't do it, but that has been something like to pay attention to.
every time I hear that. Who said this? I'm trying to remember. It's one of my favorite quotes of all time. There it is. Yep, it's Charles Shackelford. Said one of my favorite basketball quotes of all time with no sarcasm or anything. He said, I can shoot with my left hand, I can shoot with my right hand. I'm amphibious. Nothing. That cracks me up every time.
Respect. Hold up, I'll show right here.
Yeah, I got you.
I got it saved. Let me see. Yeah, here.
Injury.
There
These are all his layups. We'll start in the paint. He has floaters.
Yeah, my computer adding up too.
Oh, you're good. I was about to say, why are we showing hockey stats? Hang on.
Sorry.
Oh, you good?
But basically, like if you can see it right, like you see majority of his shots come from in the paint.
Yep,
That's not new. And he's still balling out. He's still doing his thing. It's just like when you go back and look at it, Pascal's getting the points. He's getting the rebounds, and a lot of games where like Tyrese has had a tough time scoring or even getting assists, or them games where they did get blowout. Pascal was was obviously the most consistent on the team.
Yeah, no, he's got a shot, and like you would, this is something that players are going to look at. This is what opposing guards are going to look at. They're going to go, okay, he can't shoot from the left. Let's force him to the left side.
It's not that he can't shoot from the left.
I'm not going
to go there.
Let me rephrase that. He's not as consistent.
No, like this is what better put it. It's like majority of the shots that has gone from the left has been not good compared to like stuff on the right side, center, and in the middle. Now, obviously, he did a whole lot better in Game 6. Everybody that was wearing Pacers color was doing a lot better. Was doing really good and better from that game. However, at the end of the day, I mean, it just is what it is. What it is. But like, look, I want the Thunder to win. I believe SGA is going to win. He's going to win Finals MVP and to be able to complete one of the greatest seasons ever by a point guard. Like point blank period. Like folks are not really paying. Folks are really missing out on history being made right now. You get regular season MVP, scoring title, #1 team in the Western Conference that's been loaded, potential Finals MVP and an NBA Finals championship.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are really, really not paying attention to this. They're brushing it away, and like it's a disservice to the game of basketball.
No, for sure. And I mean, if the Thunder wins, SGA needs to absolutely win MVP. If the Pacers win, it should be Pascal. But let's move on. Let's get into some WNBA news a little bit.
Or MMA.
Or MMA. That comes later.
Yeah.
So, but for me, like it's how do I put this?
I'll put it like this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the best way to put this.
Does she need protection?
No.
Because like she's getting it in a way. She is getting in the way. First off, let's lead off with this. The All-Star votings are coming. The All-Star votes are coming in for the WNBA. For the WNBA All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
We already know who's leading it. That would be Caitlin Clark. Right now,
Right.
she's at 15,993 votes. Followed behind her is the NBA's leading scorer in Nafessa Collier, who has 484, 758, and she leads the league in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Like shoot, with the Minnesota Lynx, and she's been balling. But Caitlin, like
Mm-hmm.
we already know that she's gonna lead the vote getting in the WNBA finals, and that will be July 19th. That on ABC. Dog, the thing is, like you're the WNBA. You've been clamoring for a lot of attention. You've been clamoring for viewership. You've been clamoring to make millions of dollars, and them like WNBA players are clamoring to be able to get like the type of compensation that they have deserved and earned for a long time. But you haven't been able to get that type of attraction. Now you got somebody that's able to get the attraction, albeit you don't like it. There's a little bit of jealousy, but I ain't gonna go too far and say like they hate each other. RG3. But with Caitlin Clark, you got the meal ticket. There's drawing the attraction.
I caught that subtle shot.
And you're basically look. I'm all for physical play.
For sure.
I'm all for it. Keep the game. Even Caitlin said at the press conference, like, let's talk basketball. We're here to talk basketball. Let's talk basketball. All right, let's talk ball. But some of that stuff is excessive. Now I got to look at it like a little bit of the NBA as far as on this standpoint only. And somebody mentioned this earlier. There's a reason why Michael Jordan got Charles Oakley. There's a reason why they got Dennis Rodman. Because when they were going at him, obviously basketball terms, better rebounding, that enforcer, good for the locker room. But you got to have somebody to be able to protect her.
Yep.
Protect the meal ticket. And believe me, they got somebody right now that's protecting the meal ticket. And that would be one Sophie, like Sophie Cunningham. And look, when that whole escalation started off, somebody came in right behind it. Now, again, you wish it didn't happen. Obviously, you don't want nobody suspended. But dog, we seen what the NBA was when Caitlin Clark went out for those 2 weeks. Viewership was down 55%. So in the meantime, you got like the NBA, the WNBA has to do a better job of protecting their golden goose. They have to. Not saying call like rinky-dink fouls for Caitlin Clark. No, I'm not gonna go there. But I am gonna like fines, potential suspensions. You gotta send a message. You gotta be able to protect it, because until like they receive enough viewership, they receive enough hate, they receive enough eyeballs, they receive enough casuals to make a certain amount of money to be able to get more and like create more stars outside of Caitlin Clark, where people won't want to go pay to see ball, a la God dang it, I hate it. I forgot her last name. Outside of Juju, that's coming in.
Nope, Juju Brents is the Colts DB.
No. Juju from USC.
I know. Why is my brain not working either? You know, we're gonna fix it.
My brain, oh my God.
Juju Watkins.
Yes, thank you.
There it is.
Why, man?
I wanted to say Watson, but I was like, that's not right. So yes, Watkins. Juju, we apologize.
Juju's coming in. She's gonna have her star power. Same thing with Caitlin Clark.
Thank you, Jim.
Shout out to Paige Bucher. But like, bro.
Jim commented who it was right before we said it. So yes, thank you, Jim.
Juju's coming into the league. Juju's about to be in a perfect situation when she goes. First off, I believe the WNBA needs to find a way to be able to get Juju into the LA Sparks. She got to be in LA. If we're like, I'm not a big advocate for big market doing what's best for big market, but if you're the WNBA, you need Juju in LA.
That's fair.
It's got to happen. It's the same thing. Like, I'll put it like Magic Johnson being in LA, or Aiden Hutchinson being in Detroit.
Read it if you haven't.
There you go.
Phenomenal book. Read it if you haven't.
And obviously, this conversation is about Caitlin Clark, but I just want to point this out. Juju Watkins needs to be in LA. Just want to point that out. That helps out the business of the WNBA. Back to Caitlin Clark.
Right. Also, for the people who are watching live or watching this back live and just listening, I held up Showtime by Jeff Pearlman. It's about the Showtime Lakers. Absolutely fantastic book. Please read it.
back to this. The WNBA has to do something with its fines, with the suspensions. They have to send a message. They have to be able to protect their golden goose, which is Caitlin Clark. A lot of people might not like it, but you got to do what's best for business.
No, 100%. Good Lord. Hang on. I've been ordering. I got DoorDash coming, and they're calling me because they can't find a spot.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll figure it out.
I mean, the court, I'm like, hey, shoot, I ain't got no choice, don't we?
No, I hear you, man. They'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I feel as well. I mean, it's you protect who you need to protect. You protect your star, but also, if from what I've been seeing, like, and what I've been hearing, it's been escalating slowly over time. So, like, the things that she's been saying, the things that have been happening have been, they've been building. So, all right, let me get this. You might have to carry this for a second. Hang on, man. I'm trying to get this thing figured out. So, NFL offseason. Apparently, Jalen Ramsey wants to play for a West Coast team. What are your thoughts on that? Where do you think he goes?
Rams.
Why the Rams?
He goes back. He won a championship with him. It's in the West Coast. He spent majority of his he spent majority of his best moments of his career in LA. Hold on. And it only makes sense. And I don't think he had a bad relationship or like a bad leave with the organization. At least I could be wrong, but I think there were reports that McVay wants him back. So I see Ramsey going back to the Rams, and I think the Rams could possibly use him, given that the defense that they're gonna have next year is fairly young. So you could add a veteran piece like that who's been there, who's done that.
Right.
It'll be able to help him out. So yeah, I see the Rams.
I could see the Rams. I don't see the Chargers, because that is the rumor. So the rumor is Rams or Chargers. I don't see Chargers whatsoever, solely because I don't see Harbaugh putting up with it. And that's not that I think it by putting up with it.
I'm about to say, you better clarify.
By putting up with it, Jalen Ramsey is a personality, but he's also a very talented defensive back. He plays with a chip on his shoulder, which I absolutely respect and want in a defensive back. I want a guy who thinks he's the best player every time he steps on the field. Yep. But I don't think Harbaugh can handle somebody like that and wants that around his team.
Let's see.
But
did he ever had to did Harbaugh ever had to deal with a personality back when he was with the Niners?
Not when he was with the Niners. After no, I don't think when he was with the Niners at all. Jim makes a good point, though. Jim says, but will the Rams take on that contract, that does Miami eat most of it? I think if Miami wants to move on, Rams either has to restructure or they have to eat part of that contract. I don't know where they sit in cap space right now.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting because it's LA, and Jalen Ramsey is one of the biggest stars. He's still one of the biggest stars in the NFL, and LA's built on stars. So
100%.
That area will find a way to be able to get Ramsey.
LA makes sense. LA makes absolute sense. I wouldn't mind him back in Jacksonville, but I don't think he wants to be here, which is fine. I get it. We're cool.
Obviously he said West Coast, so
yeah, no, Jacksonville is not West Coast. Last time I checked.
They're not. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. I think. No. I don't really know. I don't really care.
I mean, we'll see where he goes. I'm not as worried about it as I am the other cornerback, who is now on a different team. The move that we all kind of expected to happen during the offseason was Jair leaving Green Bay, which we all understood. Whether that was a trade or a cut or whatever it would be, we expected that. Jair to the Ravens, I understand. But it almost wasn't the Ravens, apparently. So this article came out earlier. Jair thought about Falcons before signing with Ravens.
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson wanting your old teammate is a lot bigger than what Michael Penix Jr. would want. So that was gonna wait. Lamar wanted his boy.
Oh no, Lamar wants his guy.
That was simply put. Now,
100%.
Now the question should be: is how much is Jair going to help out with the Ravens? And I think immensely. I mean, the Ravens should win their division again.
Yeah. Not if Jim Steelers have anything to say about it.
Like the Ravens should win their division again. I mean, you look at it, Bengals still don't have a defense.
And they might have less of a defense.
At the moment, the Steelers' defense is depleting, and their offense is. They got Arthur Smith as their play caller, and then the Browns are the Browns. It's simple
Right.
put. So the Ravens should win that division, even though it's going to be tough. I think with the help of Jair, does it move the needle as far as giving them the edge to be able to beat Kansas City? No, it's going to be about the same. Like they're still going to have a great chance. They're still going to have a great chance to beat, to go against go against the Chiefs, the Bills, and any other team that's going to be competing in the AFC. The problem is, the issue is where I don't see it moving the needle is Lamar. He's the one that got to be able to move the needle because the defense can get stops, and the defense has gotten stops before.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden,
I want you to listen to this secondary right now. Nate Wiggins.
All right. Should have been Kool-Aid.
Nate Wiggins, Kyle Hamilton.
All right.
Malachi Starks.
All right.
Marlon Humphrey.
All right.
And now Jair Alexander. That's the Ravens secondary.
Big, on paper and big names, yeah, that's a good secondary. That's a loaded secondary. We got to see it be able to play together. We know what Kyle Hamilton's about. Malachi, I'm not too big on him. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Bama fan and he went to Georgia. Not too big on him.
We'll see what Malachi does. They got
we'll
TJ
see
Tampa
what he
back
does. He might be better in the NFL than he was in college. So again, we'll see. But overall, on paper, they have the best secondary. Now, I'm not taking their secondary over mine in Seattle. I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that.
Is there some bias happening there?
Yeah, but it's also like some realism as well. Look, they got the names. They have the proven factors. But having Tariq Woolen, having Devon Witherspoon, Julian Love, we just drafted Nick Emanwari, and we just got
the kid out of Mississippi State,
South Carolina.
That's it. Who am I thinking of Mississippi State? There was a Mississippi State safety that everybody was freaking out about.
Man, bump that. Like, shoot, if you want Mississippi State prospects, you need D linemen.
That's fair. You're right.
Get D linemen. Like, but our secondary is not that far away from it. So, like, I like my secondary a lot more than the Ravens. But on paper, on bias, yeah, I understand. Like on paper, the Ravens have the best secondary in football.
But what people can't see is me looking at you like you're crazy, saying your secondaries are close.
I don't care. I'm still gonna take my secondary.
Y'all have a good secondary.
I was gonna surprise a whole lot of people, and I get it. We got Sam Darnold. We understand that, but Sam Darnold has to fall within the system that Clint Kubiak is gonna be able to bring in. But again, we'll go from there. But Jair to the Ravens is gonna help out. But that's not the missing piece. Lamar is the missing piece for the Ravens to be able to finally get to the chip.
I mean, yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. But so Jim says that the Ravens have the deepest secondary in the league, and that if the Steelers run the same bland nonsense, Rodgers will be tripping all game long. You're right. I don't think Rodgers is a much of an X factor as people are claiming he is. But if you guys want, a good opinion on that, Jim over at Fan of the Van put out a great episode on it. Scroll back and find it, but it's definitely there. So, what's up?
Big deal or no big deal? Shedeur getting a speeding ticket.
No big deal currently. If it continues to happen, and escalate, it will become a big deal. But if it is only just a couple, not a big deal. If it continues to happen and escalate, then it will slowly become a big deal. That's what I'm saying.
Was he drinking?
I don't think he was. I think it was just speeding.
Did somebody get hit?
Not at the moment, but that's only a matter of time.
No. Is he a smart kid?
I would think so.
Yes. How old is he?
22.
All right, I'm 20. All right, I'm 28, about to be 29. So obviously he's smart enough to know, he can't do certain stuff like that. It's a mistake. Yes, if it happens again, okay, red alert. But
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna draw too much conclusions on this. This definitely should not affect him going into training camp because he's not hurt. He ain't hurt nobody. Nobody's dead. He wasn't drinking. Point blank. Period.
I've been seeing people tell or clickbait articles come out talking about how, oh, is this a sign for them to release them? No,
This is a
it's a
sign for
couple
you
speeding
engagement
tickets. It's
farming.
fine. It's fine. It's a slow point of the year. If we were in the middle of the season, this wouldn't even be a headline.
Bro, it does feel slow.
If we're in the middle of the season, it's a slow news week, month, year, whatever during this time of year for sports. I get it. So I don't think it's an issue yet. If it continues to happen, then it will become an issue. That's where I'm at. I agree with you completely. Happened twice, apparently, is what it is. No one got hurt, thankfully. Everything seems to be okay.
Yep.
So, but on that note, let's keep moving. We got some college football 26 updates. Finally, it looks like they've actually been listening, which is interesting to see. Apparently, a lot of the devs have been listening. Apparently, they've fixed wear and tear, which is nice. This is only the first leak the first release, by the way. They've fixed wear and tear, which is great. They've added extra abilities and everything. They've added a new Heisman tier for abilities, which is going to be insane.
Okay, explain that to me, because like I haven't finished watching the rest of the videos on that one.
You have your bronze, your silver, your gold, and your platinum tier.
Okay, got it.
So Heisman tier is one step above that. So if platinum tier, I'm sure it's happened to you before. I've had players with platinum tier things and dynasties or whatever come out, and he's got platinum play extender or something like that, and then whatever happens during that ability, some random scrub from the other team, FCS Northeast or whatever, will cancel that out. It's like, I don't know about that. So this Heisman tier is just taking it to a different level.
Yeah, okay.
Jim said the Browns should be more worried about small hands Pickett instead of speeding. I love it. For those of you who are just now figuring this out, we go live on YouTube. If you hop in the comments over there, we will interact with the comments for the most part. It is also linked to Jalen's Facebook account. We are still trying to figure out why we can't see comments on that on there. To be able to.
I'll check on that one.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. It's not a concern right now, but if you're wondering why we haven't been interacting, that's why with Facebook comments, because I haven't seen them.
Look,
so
it should not affect. Again, this should not affect nothing to do with training camp at whatsoever. So, like a lot of people that are going to say this is going to be a big deal, Colin Coward, they're reaching.
I hate Coward. I hate Colin Coward so much.
Believe it or not, I don't.
I still
respect him within that business. I don't.
I don't hate Colin Coward. I don't like Colin Coward. I love to hate Sal Licata. And Jim, since I know you're listening,
we don't talk about him.
Who's the moron who got into the ticket scandal for that New York station, whose name I forget, since I know you're listening. Remind me, because I can't stand him and tune him out whenever I see him say something stupid.
All right, real quick. So going back to college football 26.
Craig Carton, there it is.
The thing that I'm excited about when it comes to college football 26 is going to be, I think that the new faces. I like the scoreboard and the presentation. Hopefully they update that, but also just the tackling and blocking mechanics that they because I had a lot of issues with blocking last year.
Yep, they've also added mass subs. They've done a lot of things.
Oh yes, I'm definitely gonna be happy about that one, because to be able to make those quick substitutions without having to pause so much. Oh my Lord, I'm gonna have fun with that.
I like it. That's gonna be fun. So let's get into something that's not fun. We're getting into the weird phrase of a couple different things.
Okay.
John Jones is retiring.
Mind you, okay, so this is from my best friend. This is my best friend, Devontae Hayes, back in Meta, Georgia. Like we've been best friends. We grew up together, like best friend ever since elementary school. Miss K Moyer's class. He loved John Jones. Like every time anything related towards John Jones, that was my brother. Like we used to play UFC video games together. Me and my boy JB. Him and my boy JB. So like every time, and mind you, I should never play a UFC game because like I'm not good whatsoever.
I'm not either.
One time I played, I actually won, and I got lucky because I used Rampage Jackson and he didn't use anybody else. But when I played Rampage against him and he had John Jones, there was nothing I could do. But like that's just fast forward. That was a quick story, really on that one. But dog, like you're talking about one of the greatest to ever do it.
One of the greatest UFC fighters for sure.
Like ever step to the other guy. Obviously, he had some stuff out of the ring that was is what it is. But overall, that should never take away from how great that man was.
That depends on what it is.
The art that he had,
That
his
depends on what
craft
it is.
is dog, his striking techniques, his athleticism, but mainly the way he uses his body, those long arms and the legs, man.
Yeah.
He knew how to strike. He knew how to strike another man to be able to get him where he wants to get him. And bro, he was entertaining.
Yeah.
He was entertaining, like his entrance, the way he would crawl into the octagon, bro. That stuff, that's legendary. And
you want that. You want entertainment because that is an entertainment sport.
bro,
It's the
I'm gonna
entertainment
miss
industry.
him. Like that's the one dude I kept in touch with, like with UFC. Like I think the guys that I like out of UFC, the three Nigerians, Usman being one of them, John Jones, Conor McGregor, sadly the cowboy guy. Trying to think who else. Like that's basically it. I do need to keep up with more. I would like to, but overall, like John Jones was like
for sure.
Yeah, he's great. He's the greatest.
Well, it's what everybody knows. So let's keep it great. Let's keep going with some greatness. We're gonna skip over college sports for now because I want to do one thing real quick. Brent, this is for you. Florida is a hockey state officially. Florida's a hockey state. We have had 4 of the last 10 Stanley Cups have come from Florida teams. Florida Panthers have won back-to-back, 2020 and 2021. The Tampa Bay Lightning went back-to-back. We are officially a Florida or a hockey state. I just think it's funny to me that the most southern state you can get, the hottest state with humidity. There is no ice in there outside of my glass. Has 4 of the last 10 Stanley Cups. That's hilarious to me.
Dog, how did the Panthers even get here?
Panthers got some good players. Panthers have a lot of good players. Now, I will say, I have nothing but love and respect for that Oilers team. I am a very casual hockey fan, but I have nothing but love and respect for that Oilers team. Connor McDavid is an absolute monster on the ice, and I completely love and respect it. I just say Marchand had a great late goal that was absolutely insane. I love being able to say that Florida's a hockey state.
Bro, like I haven't
That's all I wanted to say.
I haven't been able to pay, well, not able to. I haven't paid attention to hockey, obviously, because where I come from, we really don't even play it. But also, like that tournament that they had during All-Star Week, where they had
the 3 Nations.
Yes, that was great.
Hockey's fun, man. It's easy to let me rephrase before I say what I'm about to say. Hockey is fun because it's not a difficult game to follow. It's very easy to pick up. It's very fast paced. It's very entertaining. So if you haven't watched hockey, I would encourage you to watch hockey because it's full contact, full speed, lots of fun. I would highly encourage everybody to watch hockey.
And you can fight and you ain't got to worry about suspensions.
Right. It's like, oh, I don't like you. You know what? Drop the gloves. Let's go.
Let's go.
And they let you fight. It's so much fun. Anybody who doesn't watch hockey needs to watch hockey. That's all I'm saying. It's a fun game to watch. And if you don't know the rules, it takes you 5 minutes to pick it up. The basics. Obviously, there's way more in depth for strategy. I'm not trying to disparage the sport at all, but there is so much more when it comes to strategy and everything else when it comes to hockey. But it is, for a casual fan, it's very easy to pick up and understand the basics of it.
For me, I've always been a huge fan of soccer, but I think there is, as far as the non-traditional sports that I'm always into, football, basketball, baseball, but like that fourth one has always been soccer for me. Hockey, I do like next year. I do want to try to get more into hockey. At least
I would highly encourage you to.
Now I do not. Now I know the Thrashers used to be in Atlanta.
Those are now the Winnipeg Jets.
Yep. So I do want to get more. So I'm thinking I might follow. Like I'm a Seahawks fan. I might get into the Krakens. Might try to do that, or I could just go to Washington because I know they still got old boy.
Ovi?
Yeah, Ovi. I love Ovechkin. So
Ovi's probably retiring this year. I wouldn't be shocked if Ovi retires this year. He's got the goal. He's got the goal record. There's nothing else for him here. He's done everything. So I wouldn't be shocked if Ovi retires. But to me, Jim, you said it best. Hockey's a good sport and it's marketed like crap. It's so much fun to watch.
Is. Outside of the one black dude that used to be with the Nashville Predators that show up on First Take, he'll talk about it with the like NHL and NBA. That's about the only time you're ever going to hear hockey being talked about as much. And if it was on more talk shows, not like just like solely hockey talk shows, but it needs to be on other platforms being talked about, then you're going to get a better product for the NHL.
I'll give you that.
Man.
Well, speaking of good products, let's do it. College Baseball World Series has been absolutely electric.
Yeah.
Absolutely electric. I have been glued to my screen and TV.
I've been taped. I would say I've been taped. Like I go back and forth. Like I'm holding on, but I'm not completely shut.
I hear you. To me, so this is almost as exciting as March Madness for me.
Yeah.
Because you get some, first of all, Sunbelt, Fun Belt, baby. Let's go. Sunbelt is absolutely cooking right now.
They are.
But there's been some incredible games. The Louisville, what was it? Who did Louisville play? The Louisville Arizona series the Louisville Oregon State series was crazy.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Louisville Arizona was insane. There were so many crazy series that have happened this past, and there's always crazy games that happen in the College Baseball World Series.
Because that's always going to be a thing. Like there's going to be
it's
some
nuts.
crazy games. There's going to be memorable moments. Who had a walk off that recently?
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look, but I know Arkansas had 19 strikeouts in one game.
Yeah, that was Woods. He had that no hitter.
That was insane.
But LSU, look, Jared Jones, that's a bad boy. That's a bad boy.
LSU's LSU. Florida State did what they did. Murray State very quietly had a good little push. So, but you always get those fun teams though that come out and they just, it's there's something about it, man. There's something about college sports. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it. There's so many Cinderella stories. There's so many,
there's so many stories in general.
It's not so much as, football's any given Sunday. Yeah. For sure. I get that. Any given Sunday, anybody can lose. But something about college baseball, something about, college football, college basketball, something about, Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame. Something about, UCF beating Florida in baseball. Something about,
the name Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. There's something about it. It's just there.
Who you got in the series? Coastal Carolina or LSU? I'm going LSU.
I'm going LSU. To make it interesting, I'll go Coastal.
Well, let me see. What's the score right now?
To make it interesting, I'll go Coastal. But we get pull up the score right now. But to make things interesting, I will go Coastal. It hurts, but I will go Coastal. I look at it. It ain't
gonna hurt me as much until Georgia Southern does right.
Yeah, we could have. To me, I look at it the same way I look at, bowl season for college football.
Yeah, I get that.
It's
LSU's up 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th.
I got Coastal.
I might just go ahead and pull that one up on the TV. What else we got?
We got the listener question of the week. So this is something I think we're going to start doing going forward. Early in the week, I'll put out something and I'll pin it to I'll either pin it to our profile on Twitter or I will, retweet it every few days or something like that. But once a week, I want to get a listener question of the week. And because I think it's a good way to engage with you guys, a good way to, get some questions that we haven't really thought about. So this one comes from our
be able to get more eyeballs for the pod.
For sure. But it also gives us, this is stuff we want to talk about. Our show is stuff that we want to talk about, and it always has been. Yeah, but this is a way for us to sort of, look at things through a different lens, I feel like. So listener question of the week comes from our friend of the show, Jason. Jason, man, I'd love to have you back on too at some point. I'm sure Jalen feels the exact same way.
Without
I
question.
asked earlier. You said what?
I said without question. Am I freezing? Because yeah, I'm froze. Yep,
You're
I'm
frozen
froze.
on my screen, but I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back.
Yep,
I
there
was
you are.
frozen on my screen too.
You're frozen on my screen, but I can still hear you. So, is it really a TDSN episode if we don't have a shortage of some kind, some skip or something?
Yeah.
So, listener question of the week comes from Jason. Jason says, which college team do we expect to take the biggest jump next season? Which is a dang good question. I'll let you go first.
Yeah. I'll go first on this one. I said them Ole Miss. I said the Ole Miss Rebels. Lane Kiffin's going into I think 7. He's going into he's been in this thing for a long time. He's gonna have a really good quarterback. I remember seeing the left-handed guy that he had last year. But given his team, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up that roster. Ole Miss. Let me see. You go ahead and talk while I pull this up.
I would
Who
say
you got? I got Ole Miss.
You got Ole Miss.
I got Ole Miss.
I can't say Florida State, and I won't. I refuse to. Are we talking biggest improvement or biggest step forward on like a building program?
Whatever the heck he meant on that question.
So, to me, I'm going to sound a bit like a homer here. I think Florida is absolutely going to be a team to watch next season.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
We finished right around 500, which I said I had a feeling we would. But we went through a gauntlet schedule last year and kept it real close to some teams we candidly had no business being there with. I could absolutely see Florida being a team to watch this year. I could also see LSU. I could see Utah or Washington State. And I don't want to say Bama because, I mean, the expectation is championship or bust for Bama every single year.
A lot of folks are sleeping on Bama, but I'll get into that like later on at another time. Let me ask you this. Who all y'all got as weapons? Because obviously we know your quarterback. But weaponry. Because you got to be able to put on points. You got to be able to put up points. You got to be able to score. And for the love of God, you got to find a way to beat Georgia.
I got you. So, roster coming back. Go through our lads. So, we have Trey Wilson still here. Aiden Mizell still here, which Aiden Mizell is an absolute burner. We got DJ quarterback. Jaden Baugh, who I believe set a freshman record at Florida for touchdowns. He's coming in as a sophomore. Defense, we haven't remained too unchanged. We just lost a centerpiece at corner, but we're going to be all right.
Dog, I asked you weapons, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs. Who you got?
Trey Wilson.
Okay.
We've got Khalil Jackson is finally healthy again.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Khalil Jackson, so his freshman and sophomore year, he was absolutely –
What position?
Wide receiver.
Okay.
Absolutely flashed at
Tall
times.
He's tall or short.
I believe let's find out.
Fast, good route runner, good hands, big body.
All
right.
He's 6'3", big dude.
Okay.
Trey Wilson is coming back. We've got DJ and Jaden Baugh is an absolute beast at running back. I think we're going to be fine.
All right. I got mine. So again, I said Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
They got this kid Austin Simmons. If you watch the Ole Miss game against Georgia, there was a left-handed guy that was actually balling pretty daggum good before Jackson Dart came back, and that was the kid. He looked good.
Mm-hmm.
He showed signs. Offensive line, look, they got transfers coming in. They got they've been able to recruit and develop with Lane Kiffin. They're gonna have weapons. Whether it's I think it's Dejon Stribling. Harrison Wallace III. They got Caleb Odom that got it from Bama. They got Traylon Ray. They got Caden Lee. They got a lot of guys that's probably going to be making. They got a kid by the name of Deuce Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
So like they could definitely make some noise. I think Daquan Wright, who's a transfer and a senior, I think he could probably do some things. But mind you, the surprise from last year was not their offense because everybody knew what their offense was. It was their defense when they had, I think they had two, maybe four guys on that front that went in the top 2 rounds of the NFL draft this year. Walter Nolan being the most notable.
Right.
But getting but like with Deshaun Walkman, Xavier Harris, Jamarius Brown, that front still going to be, and that's the front still going to be nasty. And I gotta give a shout out and a salute that I never thought I would say this. I gotta give a shout out and a salute to Pete Golden because I never thought I would do it. He's been coaching his butt off, and I give him credit to that. So I see Ole Miss now, a non-SEC team that I can see stepping up. Bro, a lot of folks are gonna laugh at me, and I understand Ohio State's in the Big Ten, but I don't care. Simply because in order to succeed in college football, you have to have a decent run game, you got to have a quarterback, and you got to have some weapons.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I think Nebraska can make some noise. I'm high on Nebraska.
See, for me, I think the team is going to. The team, I think, is going to
find. I like Raiola. I like Raiola.
You mean Patty Mahomes Jr.?
Yeah. Like people think it's corny and it's creepy, but at the same time, like it's kind of.
I don't think it's creepy. I think it's corny, but I don't care. I don't actually care. But to me, like it's I could see Nebraska surprising people. You know who else I could see surprising people?
Oh,
Utah. Utah, I think, could absolutely live up. So Utah has always had high expectations in the last 2 years.
I agree.
I could absolutely see them live up to it this year. They got a new quarterback. Everything's going to be fine. I could see Utah putting it together this year, making a push for the Big 12 title.
I'm
not saying win it. I'm saying make a push.
Yeah, I'm hoping Georgia Southern has a really good year. They're able to surprise some folks in the Sun Belt because I know we know what crap State's going to be. We know what Southern Miss is going to be. JMU. I'm just hoping that we're going to be one of the surprise teams that we could get back to our winning ways that we know.
For sure.
We'll see.
It's about closing out the back half of the year, not the first half.
Speaking of closing.
Yep, let's get out of it. All right, man. We've been running for about an hour, so thank you guys for listening. We really do appreciate it. If you like the show, you know what to do. Follow us on the socials at Tdsn Pod on Twitter or X, whatever you feel like calling it, at Tdsn Pod on TikTok and YouTube, all that fun stuff. Look us up. You'll find us. 2 Dudes of Sports News, whatever you want to do. I promise you we're there. Interact with us there. Follow us there. Rate 5 stars, retweet, all that fun stuff. Feed the algorithm gods. I don't know why it works, but it does. If you didn't like the show, that's fine. We appreciate the hour of content we gave you. We're not going to be able to give you that time back, but we'll pick up the tab for it. I want you to treat it like a blind date. You go your way, we'll go ours. It's not us, it's you. It's not you, it's us. Whatever helps you feel better, but there's no reason to leave negative reviews at the end of it. If you do retweet the show, repost the show, follow Facebook, all that fun stuff like that, rate 5 stars, and you show us what you've done, you get a shout out at the end of the show.
Yep.
Other people who get shout outs at the end of the show are going to be people who we think you'll like as well. Friends of the show, people we've had on, people who shows we've been on, all that fun stuff. Go check out Jim over at Fan of the Van, Brent over at 1420 Sports, Aaron at Brutally Honest, Darian over at Chill Takes, guys at IAP Radio, E-Man at Average Joe Sports. Him and Jim do a show called Cigar and Sports. Go check that out. John over Wrestling Fan Insight, whether you're a hardcore wrestling fan or a casual wrestling fan, hardcore like Jalen, casual like myself. Always go check out Sports After Dark. State of the Division is coming up. They're back on Twitter Spaces. If you want to see some fun toxicity in the best way humanly possible, that's the place. Love our friends over there at Sports After Dark. So go check them out. Go hop in the space. Go follow them on Twitter. Have AB, Lou, all those fun guys. Go check them out. If you're looking to gamble, please gamble responsibly. Do not bet the house. Don't bet the rent. Don't bet the light bill, the phone bill, anything. Don't bet the water bill, gas bill, whatever. Gamble responsibly. Listen to Nate's Daily Wager. Do it outside of an NFL facility. If you are an NFL player listening, thank you. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Peace.